Ah, yes. 2024. What a wonderful year in Fire Emblem Heroes. Of course, if I had to pick a name for the year 2024, it would be the year of the power creep. As we are all aware, power creep just got amped up to like 11 this year for who knows why. I guess it was because of the Christmas banner from 2023 introducing that level of power creep, and then the rest of the year just fell in line with that. So I did this last year for 2023 where I gave out awards for every different type of character that we have in the game. So like Grand Hero Battle, Tempest Trial, Legendary, Mythic. Now we have Emblem Heroes, which was a new thing added in 2024. So there's going to be a new award for that. Duo, Harmonic, so on and so forth. We're just going to go ahead and give out an award for, in my opinion at least, the very best or most influential, impactful unit of that category all year. So we're going to start here. Why don't we start with Legendary? Let's go ahead and go for Legendary first. And we have them sorted by release date, so we just have to scroll all the way down to the bottom. So we're ending off with Legendary Male Shaz. He was the last one released in 2024, and the first one released was Legendary Male Aleer for 2024. So only 3 Legendary Heroes this year. That's not really a very big pool of options. I can tell you right now, Legendary Male Corrin is not winning this. He's got to be the biggest laughing stock of Legendary Heroes ever. So he's not even going to be in here. Aleer is interesting because he was actually a pretty solid frontliner when he came out, especially in Summoner Duels, having that built-in miracle, the revive with the full heal afterwards, having Bulwark so he could just block people from trying to go past him. He was a very, very good unit, actually, on release. Whereas I feel like Male Shaz was a little bit undertuned. He has the insane amount of warping, which is definitely good, and you can pull off a lot of shenanigans with that, particularly in Aether Raid's offense, where if you're trying to Gale Force and just run and gun the enemies, kill them all their units on the first turn, this guy can be very conducive with that. He also has a really nice debuff effect on his weapon based on the amount of combats taken in the turn. So I think he's not a bad unit. I just wish he wasn't a Legendary Hero, if that makes sense. If you could bless this guy, I would like him a lot more. But unfortunately, he's stuck with a Forced Blessing, so he can only be ran in his season. I'm going to give this award to Legendary Male Aleer. I think he had the bigger impact overall on release, and he lasted a pretty decent while. So we'll go ahead and give him the award for Legendary Hero. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our next award. That's going to be for Mythic Hero. Now, this one is going to be tricky because, of course, all of the healing hands from Book 8 ended up being Mythic Heroes. So it starts on Mythic Lumera, and then it ends on Mythic Rune, who I think is probably the worst free-to-play book hero. It's either between him and Ratatoskr. I might actually give it to him, or Ratatoskr, because at the very least, this guy is giving empathy as support, which is not the worst. And he does also have access to the reinforcement slot, whereas Ratatoskr just is horrible. So I don't like Ratatoskr. She's not a very good unit. But lucky for her, she came out in 2023, so she's not on the chopping block here. Okay, so who do I think was the most influential? Well, 2 automatically come to mind. Haythrune and Nidhogger, I would say. Because Nidhogger, her capabilities as a far save, or near save if you want to go that road, are just spectacular, right? Like, she is one of the most stubborn units to try to get rid of. And then Haythrune does that to your other allies. She makes them some of the most stubborn units to get rid of with her Divine Nectar. Also giving rally and bonus movement support, which is unheard of. I think I'm going to give it to Haythrune overall, mainly because of the point in time where she released. She came out much earlier in the year than Nidhogger, who came out right at the end. So we had a lot more time to use Haythrune, and I remember when she came out, I remember thinking, like, Aether Raid's defense was so down in the dumps prior to her release. And then finally, when Haythrune came out, I was like, okay, maybe defense is starting to get somewhere if we have a unit like this. So Haythrune definitely the savior of Aether Raid's defense, and we would go on to get a bunch more units that could work very well with her together on defense teams to make solid defenses again. And also just her impact in SD and, like, basically every single mode. Divine Nectar being a counter to AoEs and melt damage is very nice. So I think it has to go to Haythrune. She's definitely been the most impactful out of everybody. Okay, so our next award is going to go to Emblem Hero. Okay, this one's going to be tough. Obviously, every Emblem Hero that released has been insane for some reason or another. Either the ring or themselves as a unit. Like, for example, Ike himself just had the most annoying dominant run of the game where he was just, like, untouchable. Celica's ring still to this day echoes greatly. It's one of the craziest rings in the game. Sigurd probably is the whole package where his ring and he himself are both amazing. And then, of course, Lyn, who came out right at the end of the year. Insane unit, but I gotta be honest, I'm not really the highest on Lyn's ring. I think Celica's ring is actually just a better version of Lyn's ring. But I think Lyn herself is just like a far better version of Celica. So they're kind of like in reverse for me in terms of that. Ike's, I think it's going to be between Ike or Sigurd for me here because Ike as a unit was just so annoying and so difficult to get rid of. Like, you basically damn near had to build your entire Aether Raid's defense team around killing Ike. And even then, you still couldn't do it. So, like, that level of sheer utter dominance. I don't think we've ever seen a unit that egregiously bad, like badly designed, as Emblem Ike on his release. Like, nothing even comes close. And then they kept on releasing as time passed ways for him to deal with his counters. Like Breath of Life 4 deals with the AoE problem. Then we got like Rally Spectrum support for allies, which deals with his Hush Spectrum problem. It was just, like, completely asinine, like, how they kept on buffing him over and over. So, man, it's either him or Sigurd for me, because I think, like, Sigurd's ring is definitely more impactful than Ike's ring, and then Sigurd as a unit is also, maybe he's not as annoying as Ike, but he's definitely very good, and he's still very good right now, whereas Ike has maybe fallen off a little bit, considering like how crazy the nukers are at the moment and how much better it is to just run save units for your tanks. Oh, man, this is a tough one. Damn, who do we give this to? Oh, my gosh. I think I have to give it to Ike, honestly, because, like, out of all the heroes here, he was just by far the most annoying and the most menacing. And I'm talking about him from an AR perspective. In Summoner Duels, he was equally as devastating to have to fight, especially when the Celica ring came out. Like, that was crazy. Just having Ike right in your face and then having, like, next to no time to set up to be able to deal with him was very annoying. Sigurd is a very close runner-up, but I have to give it to Ike. Like I said, he was just way too annoying when he was at his peak. So we'll give that one to Ike. Okay, Duo Hero is going next. So who is the best Duo Hero of 2024? Let's see. Okay, so we end on Christmas Alear and Female Alear. And then we start on New Year Satyr and also Hater. So what are we doing here? Let's see. Okay, Leon obviously stands out. Robin stands out. Gulveig stands out. Wow, damn near all of these units are incredibly good. Maybe Satyr was probably the most, like, the least useful out of all of these units, but every single one of these has impacted the meta in some way or form. Like, Sharena broke Aether Raid's offense. Robin's just good everywhere. Leon was probably the most toxic Summoner Duels unit ever. Gulveig also broke Aether Raid's offense. Fjorm was an untouchable far save for a very long time for her release, but right now we have a lot of ways to deal with her, so she's not as bad. And then Ninja Lucina, who's like, not only is she an insane nuker, but then she's also an insane supporter, too, with action economy. So, like, you can't count that out. Wow. This is going to be a tough one, because there's arguments to be made for probably all of these units, to tell you the truth. Who do I think has aged the best, though? Let's see about that. Like, who has aged the best? It's probably either Lucina or Robin. Who is the most universally good in, like, all the modes? Summoner Duels, Aether Raids, Arena. It's probably one of them two. Because, like, all these other units, they're great in a majority of the modes, but maybe not so great in, like, SD or something. Like, Gulveig's great for Aether Raid's offense, but not so much defense or Summoner Duels. Same for Sharena. Whereas, like, Lucina's just good everywhere. You could run her everywhere. Same with Robin. So, one of these two, let's see. Who do we want to give this to? Man, it depends on what you value more, because Lucina's got more firepower, and then Robin's got way more support. So, what are we thinking here? What are we thinking is better? Ugh. Yeah, this is a tricky one. I think I have to give it to Lucina. Honestly, like, Lucina, it's very close between her and Robin, but I think Lucina is just slightly better. Just overall, like, her being able to do the amount of damage that she can, having the mobility that she does, having the action economy. I mean, both of them have action economy, but, like, they're both just very good. It would be very, like, you could argue in favor of Robin, and I wouldn't really doubt your saying. So, yeah, but it's funny that Chrom is part of both of these duo heroes. Like, this was definitely Chrom Dev at his greatest this year. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next awards. So we have Harmonic Heroes this time. All right, so how many Harmonic Heroes did we get this time? We end on Halloween Nagi, and we start with Desert Eye Green. Yeah, a very, very dominant unit from her time of release. She actually might just win this award, looking at the list here. Because she lasted a very long time. It wasn't until, like, Haithrun came out with the Divine Nectar and, like, Breath of Life where this unit actually fell off. Not being able to rely on AoEs for damage really hurt her. But all the way up until that point, she was just unbelievable. And she had the longest run out of all these units for sure. Nagi is very good right now, and she's aged very good, obviously, because she's a armor-type unit. So whenever we get Briar near save, you can go ahead and give that to her. Give her Shield Fighter, and then she has AoE protection on her weapons, so probably one of the best near saves that you can go for at the moment, but, like, she hasn't had as long of a run as iGreen did, so I'm going to give the award to iGreen here. And not only is she, like, one of the craziest for DPS at the time, she was also an insane mobility supporter, giving +1 movement and also terrain bypassing. Like, that was really good. So I think iGreen safely wins this award. All right, we have Ascended Heroes up next. Now, Ascended Heroes are kind of like whatever. They're not really that big of a deal. It's only just the Floret that you really want out of them. And we only have 2 units here anyway. So, Merrick and Amelia, it's probably going to be Amelia. Tell you the truth, nothing against Merrick. He's pretty cool. But Amelia being a fast armored unit, you can even find uses for her right now. Honestly, like, she's fast. Being fast is a good way to try and avoid getting hit 4 times in a row by Brave Attacks. And Brave Attacks are one of the only ways you can really beat units that have Shield Fighter. So, Amelia, I think also her unique passive was her A skill. Yeah, it was her A skill. So she's basically free to run Shield Fighter and Briar Far Save, Briar Near Save, whatever. So yeah, I'm going to give that one to Amelia. Although, not a very big pool of units. Okay, then we have Rearmed Heroes. Okay, so let's see what we have going on here. So, ending the year off with Rearmed Layla. And starting the year off with Rearmed Reinhardt. Ooh. Okay, so which one of these Rearmed Heroes has had the biggest impact? Probably Hortensia. I mean, you could still use her right now. She actually got a buff with Ice Lock being a thing. So you can go ahead and pop Ice Lock with this unit, and now she is providing Ice Tile support on top of all the other support that she does, like the debuffing and the Canto 1 and, like, Discord and, like, all the stuff she does to the enemies, while also buffing the team in 3 spaces, by the way. 3 space support, obviously better than 2 space support. So I think I'm going to go ahead and give the award here to Rearmed Hero to her. She can also, of course, run Soaring Echo, so she can pull off a little bit more tech than the Cavalry Christmas Hortensia can. But obviously, the Christmas one is still better overall. Okay, so we have Hortensia there for Arcane. Let's go ahead and take a look at Atuned Heroes now. Let's see what we've got going on. Oh boy, Atuned Hector is how we're ending this off. And starting off with Atuned Ivy. All of these units are pretty good, obviously. Ivy was very good on release as a good DPS option. Sheeta's good right now. She's one of the few units that can actually pull off Omni-tanking against Lay Radar, because you're free to give her Null Sea Echo. Azura is one of the best dancers. Micaiah is one of the best, like, just overall units. Erica's another option for Null Sea Echo dealing with Lay Radar. Tamara as well. Just give her Null Sea Echo and she can be an Omni-tank. And then Hector, who is a very good... I mean, he's just a really good save unit because he also offers support. He gives the turn 1 stone tiles, and then he's got, like, defense and res up 6 to allies while giving Bulwark support. Like, that's crazy. This guy actually gives a ton of support. He's really good for that reason. Like, that's why I like running him on defense teams. But who do we think is actually the best one, though? It's probably Micaiah, like, overall, because she came out around the midway points of the year, and then she's still good right now. She's lasted all this time. She has penalty cleansing, although it's not quite as potent as King Freyr. Yeah, I think she's probably been the most impactful, influential out of all these units, so I'm going to go ahead and give it to her, but I think the runner-up would probably be... Let's see here. Oh, man. Sheeta and Tamara are probably tied, and then, like, Hector is probably one little step below them. But I'm going to go ahead and give it to Micaiah. Also, an annoying unit who started the trend of units doing, like, 500 different things. All right, and then we have... wait, not Attuned. This is Aided, actually. I don't know why they named it Attuned on the wiki here, but obviously we only have 2 Aided heroes, and the Aided effect isn't really that good. It's actually worse than the Floret, because it's only +1 to all stats, as opposed to a possible +4 to a selected stat. So, not the biggest fan of the Aided bonus. Not even that big of a fan of the Aided heroes either, but obviously Dagger would win this award. Kind of a hard award to give, though, because there's only 2 units here. So, why don't we move Amelia and Dagger all the way to the back? Because, like, yeah, they're good and they won their award, but, like, they didn't really have much competition to begin with, so that's kind of... that's kind of a fake award there that they got. Okay, so that finishes us up for all of these special unit types. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Grand Hero Battle and Tempest Trial units. So, let's see here. We'll start with Grand Hero Battles. Now, obviously, everyone should know who the winner is, but starts off, or ends off on Zeiss for the end of 2024, and then we start the year off with Pan, who is a pretty cool unit release. Still one of the better, like, colorless dagger free-to-play units we can build up. But no matter how good all these units are, and there's a lot of good ones here. Veda's awesome. Pinette's awesome, obviously. Lloyd is awesome. Glenn is awesome, but they're no Marne. I mean, Marne is so good. I'm legitimately thinking about building a second copy of her from the Grail shop. It's going to cost like a ludicrous number of Grails, because at that point on, it's like 500 per copy, which is a lot. But Marne is just that good. Like, she's just that good for arena mode. Having a far save and near save Marne is just like... How do you lose at that point? Pretty much. And then, not only how do you lose, but then you're just scoring so obscenely high that it, like, nothing really matters. Marnie's just incredible. Not only that, when she came out, I also remember thinking she was, like, legitimately better than all the banner units of her release. So, like, Fogato and Tamara, I thought Marne was just better than both of them. And that's no cap either. That's, like, genuine. So, for a Grand Hero Battle to be that good, we've never had that happen. So, Marne easily clears the GHB award. Okay, Tempest Trial may be a little bit more interesting. So, let's see. We end off on Winterector, and we start the year off with New Year Kana. Okay, now, obviously, she's a pretty good scoring option, so... Let's see. Are there any other standouts here? Not really. Wow, Tempest Trials have it rough. I feel like the Grand Hero Battles overall have been way better than... units like this, because we had, like, Fallen Lloyd over there, we had Glenn over there, even Pan, who's pretty good, like, just so many better options than over here. Man, he came out all the way at the end of the year, so he hasn't really had much time to cook, but it's pretty easily Winterector looking at these options. Kana's cool because of scoring, and she's a dragon, right? Like, she can pull off high scoring strats for arena, give her disencounter dragons, give her high dragon wall, but in no way or form is she as good of a unit as this guy is. So, he's really not that much worse than the Mythic Ector, which is already very good, because that guy is amazing. The only difference is that he doesn't have the true damage reduction on his weapon, but other than that, he's pretty much identical, and then his B skill is a little different, but B skills are going to get power crept as time goes on, so he'll probably end up getting a better inheritable B skill than the Mythic one has as a unique B skill at some point. So yeah, Winterector wins that award. We're running out of awards here. I think we're almost done. Okay, so we'll end off on special/seasonal heroes. So who was the best seasonal hero release? Now, this is going to be a very long one because obviously we get like a seasonal banner every year. So who are we giving this one to? Innies doesn't count because he comes out on the 1st, so he doesn't make it for 2024. We end on Winter Shez, and we start on... Okay, lots of units, obviously. Okay, it starts on New Year Kana. Okay, so who do we think is the best overall just seasonal release? We'll just keep scrolling until I see something. Obviously, the harmonics and duos are not going to be counted for this. This is going to be like regular, just 5-star. Okay, Bride Embla comes to mind as an option because she's not a duo or a harmonic, but she's really good. Hareed, maybe. Mia, maybe. Felicia, maybe. She's got good... Oh, Asker, actually. Yeah, duh. Asker, obviously. Oh, Ninja Saline is pretty good, too. She might actually get this. And then, of course, the Christmas units. Christmas Fomortis is ridiculous. Like, he could probably get this award. Hortensia is really nice, too, with the support. Man, okay. We have some legitimate competition here. So we have Bride Embla. We have also Halloween Asker. I guess Halloween Na could be tossed in there as well. Ninja Saline. And then Christmas Fomortis. So, among all of these units here, who do we think is the best? Well, Fomortis is like an iron wall. Very difficult unit to get rid of. I don't even know if you can legitimately get rid of him in one round of combat. You probably need 2 in order to really get rid of him. Ninja Saline is like a secret tech unit. Kind of like a better version of Atuned Mikaya, except with less support. She's more focused on doing like specific things. Like her penalty cleanse is in 3 spaces. She's got Brave attacking for DPS. She's got like special acceleration. Enemy phase Brave as well, so she can go ahead and like ramp into Miracle, which is apparently the thing for her. Just run like Miracle, Null Sea, Echo, and she can be an Omni tank. Asker, of course, has insane amounts of support, and then he himself is a really nice unit. You could just plop on the front lines and watch him do his thing. And then Embla's got more counterplay, though, because like King Freyr just completely shuts off Severance, which is obviously a big no-no. If she can't use Severance, she's not really contributing as much. She's still a flying Gale Force unit, though, and she's still got, of course, the... the cooldown pulse support that she does to supported allies or the ally with the highest speed. So that's good, too. Honestly, though, I kind of want to give it to Fomortis for this one. I'm thinking, like, Fomortis or maybe Na. Because, like, right now, being an armored unit is so crazy. I think I have to give it to Fomortis. Even though he came out all the way at the end of the year, he seems to be, like, the best one out of all these options that we've got here. Support is good, though, but support is only as good as the unit you're supporting, and this guy, you could give him all the support in the world, and then he's going to be untouchable. So, there you have it. Those are all of the awards for the 2024 FEH Unit Awards, as hosted by Tacho. So, for Legendary Hero, we have Male Alir. For Mythic Hero, we have Hathroon. For Emblem Hero, we have Ike. For Duo Hero, we've got Ninja Lucina. For Harmonic Hero, we've got Desert Eye Green. For Rearmed Hero, we've got Hortensia. Atuned Hero is Mikaya. Grand Hero Battle is Marne. Tempest Trial is Winterector Deer. The seasonal unit is Fomortis. And then finally, the aided hero is Dagger, and also the ascended hero is Amelia. But these two are like pity votes. So that's going to wrap us up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the awards. And join me again, of course, at the end of 2025 when the game just implodes on itself with power creep. And who knows what the units are going to be capable of then.